Okay, so we're now down to the final opening round contest of some of the women of the Marvel Universe and the DC Universe. We're down to Valkyrie, or Broomhilda, depending on what you're actually reading, versus, of course, Wonder Woman, who is the last two people on this list. One ends up being the Valkyrie, essentially the Norse warrior god, or the Norse female warrior goddess. Now the other side is Wonder Woman, who is the absolute best of the Amazons. As always, the basic 9 points, intelligence while throwing in experience, overall life experience. Same with fighting ability, strength, speed, durability. This is essentially, we'll say durability, almost kind of like stamina, healing ability, something like that. Invulnerability, energy projectiles, versatility, and X Factor. Let's get right into this. Wonder Woman has existed for quite some time. For one, straight off of intelligence/experience. Valkyrie has existed for a lot longer time. You're looking at someone that is, one of the firstborn of Odin, and Wonder Woman, who was, made by the gods. We don't have an actual time frame on how long it takes Wonder Woman to age. Some people said that she is virtually flawless and will never age, versus somebody who was one of the firstborn of the gods. So from an intelligence/experience background, I would probably say, based entirely off of overall intelligence, I would probably say the Amazon lifestyle probably leads towards a greater degree of mental acclimation than the Norse lifestyle. Yes, I'm actually debating the educational backgrounds of two mythological creatures. So I definitely give an intelligence edge in that way. However, I'm also throwing in overall experience. So I probably actually had to give this one just off life experience alone, because Valkyrie has been around for centuries, bordering on to like millennia, where Wonder Woman is probably somewhere close to the century range. If even that old. So I'd have to give just the experience and intelligence aspect to Valkyrie. Fighting ability. Valkyrie is one of the fiercest female competitors, period, when it comes to a whole race of people. Wonder Woman is the absolute best Amazon when it comes to physical contests, and has been shown to be able to beat just about anybody in the DC universe when it comes to overall physical combat. Valkyrie's been able to show that she can hang with, Thor, but she's not quite on Thor's level. I would say Wonder Woman, if she were to fight Thor straight up, it would probably be one of the most epic fights. And actually, Wonder Woman and Valkyrie, this will be an absolutely fantastic match when it comes to overall skill, when it comes to the martial arts, as well as any sort of weapon-based combat. Speed. Speed has to go to Wonder Woman. They've shown that Asgardians have a level of superhuman speed, but Wonder Woman is the fastest woman in the DC universe. The fastest one who's not got the word Flash in her name. Strength. Against Wonder Woman, she is pretty much a, real close to a 100-tonner. When ironically the average Asgardian is about 30. They put Valkyrie at about the 50 to 60. So Wonder Woman actually is a lot stronger. Durability. This essentially, will you ever get tired in this sort of combat? So again, you've got God-enhanced attributes and God-enhanced attributes. On this one, I would actually call this one a tie. I don't picture either one of these two women getting tired throughout this whole fight. Okay, invulnerability. A bizarre thing about Wonder Woman, even though she's comprised of clay, or magical clay, is she's actually very, very weak against electricity. Because weak against electricity, she can take a lot of bludgeoning abuse, but she has issues when it comes to bladed weaponry. She can't actually bleed if you hit her hard enough. So she does have some she has a slightly lower degree of invulnerability than you would have for Valkyrie. Her physical invulnerability is very, very high, but I think the ability to be weak against lightning, when it comes to Norse people and the amount of magic they tend to use, it's probably not going to help her out that much. Now we're down to energy projection and distance fighting. Ironically, Wonder Woman, beyond throwing her tiara, normally doesn't have that much in the way of a ranged game, where Valkyrie has been shown to use, bows, arrows, and stuff of that caliber, as well as has some magical acclamation. So ironically, she kind of wins this one, just based upon the fact that one doesn't have that much to combat with. The bracers, yeah, that'll help her deflect lots of stuff, but if it comes to magical attacks, at the distance, Valkyrie wins almost kind of by default. Now we're looking at overall versatility. I have to give this to Wonder Woman. She's got a lot more in her background, not to mention different things like the lasso, the tiara, as well as the bracers. She's got lots of other things that she just naturally brings with her to the table. Now we're to the all-important X Factor. This was decided this would be my first ever tie or not. I'd have to give this one to Wonder Woman. I think that given the amount of history she actually has as a character, there's absolutely no way that Valkyrie's going to be able to actually beat down Wonder Woman without the help of electricity and lightning. If she does that, she's got a decent amount of ways to defeat her. However, she's taking on, by far, the person who's around the most compassionate in the world when it comes to saving people, as well as probably the absolute most vicious woman you are ever going to meet. If you cross her, and there is no other alternative, she will put you in the ground. And she will probably not think twice about it. She'll be like, this is what I had to do. Valkyrie do the same thing. These women are both killers. But I think when it comes right down to it, Wonder Woman's got a little bit more. There's got a little bit more to her. And Valkyrie's had issues in the past where she's had, her memory wiped. She's had, bits and pieces of her memory erased. She's kind of like a female Asgardian version of Wolverine when it comes to having, issues in her past. Versus Wonder Woman, who's actually gone head-to-head with some of the elder gods and has won. Wonder Woman is, there's a reason why she is probably the most well-known female superhero. It's because she's that good. Just period. When it comes to how do you rank, most of the female superheroes, Wonder Woman normally top of the list. So even though she's taking on essentially in the Asgardian god version of a fighter, Wonder Woman is going to come out on top because that's just who she is. So it also means then that the next fight, so the next month, the battle is going to be 1 and 4, Miss Marvel and Wonder Woman. The winner of that will take on the winner of Rogue and Power Girl.